In this lesson, we are going to make this pink ribbon puffy heart, and I will show you two ways of attaching the chain to these hearts. The required materials are 60 Swarovski crystal, 5301 Bicon style beads, and I'm going to use the white opal color this time, but you have a choice of using either white alabaster or just a clear crystal. You can see the difference of the color variation, but those are ideal colors for the base of the heart. Then 13 of also 5301 Bicon style 5mm beads. I'm going to use the rose color, but you can also use the fuchsia color or any kind of pink color. This is fuchsia, I'm sorry. This is fuchsia and this is ruby. So you can choose any kind of pink colors. And you will need 55 inches long monofilament string to make these 5mm beads puffy heart. But if you are going to make with 4mm beads, you only need 28 to 30 inches long monofilament string. Then you will need a flash cutter to make just this shape, and then after that I will show you two different ways to attach the chain, and then that time you will need the two chain nose plier. I'm going to use the one bent nose plier. To attach the chain with the bail like this one, you will need a bail like this type. You can take a close look. Has a hole on the bottom like this, and then it need have a big space in between, and it doesn't need to be exactly same shape as this one, but if you have the hoop facing loop facing our side and the big space, it should work any kind of bail. And then we will need 16 inches long unfinished chain. This one is a figure 8 chain, and one spring ring, one extender, and 2 jump rings for this type. Then to do this kind of attaching, all you need will be also 16 inches long beading chain and 2 crimp band made specially for the beading chain, and then 1 extender, 1 spring ring, and 2 jump rings. First, bring out 11 opal beads and 2 rose beads in front of you. Then pick 3 opal beads with your right string, pick another one with the same string, then pass the left string through it. Then put the two strings in together and make sure that this motif will be in the center of the strings. Then pick one opal beads with your right string, pick another one with your left string, and then pick one more with your right string, then pass the left string through it. From now on, I'm going to call these beads as a white beads, these beads as a pink beads. It will be easy to me to remember every time. Then pick one white bead with your right string, pick one pink bead with your left string, pick another pink bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. So right now, your pattern should look like this. Then pick one bead on your right string, pick one bead on your left string, pick another one with your right string, and pass the left string through it. Then bring out the 6 white beads in front of you. This time we are going to pick two of them with your left string, then pick one with your right string, then pass the left string through it. We're going to change the direction of the weaving, so we are going to turn this motif this way. Then do the same thing again. Pick 2 beads with your left string, pick one with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Now we just change the direction of the weaving. Then bring out 6 more white beads in front of you. And pick up the motif like this. We're going to start weaving into the beads we already weaved. So now we're gonna pass through this bead just above with your right string. Then pick one bead with your right string, left string, sorry, and pick one bead with your right string and pass the left string through it. And do the same thing again. Using the right string, pass through the bead just above. Then pick pick one bead with your left string, pick another bead with your right string, and pass the left string through it. Do the same thing one more time. Pass this bead, pick one bead on your left, one bead on your right, and pass the left string through it. So right now your pattern should look like this. Then now bring out 8 white beads and 2 pink beads in front of you. You're going to fold this pattern in half like this. The longer part will be the come to back. Then you're going to pass through those 2 beads with your right string. Then pick one white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. So we just made the bottom part of the V shape right here. Now pick one pink bead with your right string, pick one white bead with your left string, and pick another white bead with the right string and pass the left string through it. And this time pick one white bead on your right, one white bead on your left, pick another white bead on your right string, then pass the left string through it. Then pick one pink bead with your right string, pick one white bead with your left string, pick another white bead with your right string, and pass the left string through it. So right now your motif should look like this. Then bring out 4 white beads and 2 pink beads in front of you. You're going to change the direction of the weaving now. So what we're gonna do is, pick 2 white beads with your left string, and pick 1 white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. After that, we're gonna move this motif a little bit. Then with your left string, pick 1 white bead, pick 1 pink bead, Then with your right string, pick one pink bead and pass the left string through it. Just made the direction of the weaving changed. Then bring out one white bead and three pink beads in front of you. Then we're gonna pass through these beads and then make the same shape with the other side. Just pass this pink bead with your right string. Then pick this white bead with your left string. Pick one pink bead with your right string and pass the left string through it. Then using the right string, pass through this white bead and pick one pink bead with your left string and pick one with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Then bring out three white beads and two pink beads and pick up the motif like this. Pointing part is right here, and we are going to pass through this pink bead and this white bead right here. So it's this one and this one. So first pass through this pink bead, then pass through this white bead, then pick one white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Then using your right string, first you need to pick up the motif like this. Then using your right string, pass through this white bead, then pick one pink bead with your left string, pick one pink bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Now you can start seeing the shape of the pink ribbon. Then pick up the motif, pass through this pink bead with your right string, then pick one white bead with your left string, pick one with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Now bring out 7 white beads in front of you. Then pick up the motif like this, and then you can see those two white beads lining up right here. We're gonna pass through those two beads with your right string. First one, then second one, then pick one bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. So we are going to make the curve here. Then pick one with your right, pick one with your left, pick another one with your right, and pass the left string through it. Do the same thing again. Pick one on your right, pick one on your left, pick another one with your right, then pass the left string through it. So now these parts are coming out like this. Now bring out 4 white beads in front of you, and we are going to flip over this pattern like this. And when you flip over, we are going to pass those 2 beads, then we are going to pass through this 3rd bead. So we are going to skip these 2 beads, then we're gonna pass through this bead, then this bead. So we pass through this one first, then pass next bead right here, then pick one bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. To make sure what you've done is right, you can see the shapes all over the place right here are made with 4 beads facing each other. 4 beads here, 4 beads here, 4 beads here. All the place has to be made with 4 beads facing together. So if you have 5 beads facing together somewhere, that means you made a mistake. So that's another way to check your mistake. So after you check what you did was right, we keep going to do the same thing. A little while ago we did pass through this next bead with your right string, then pick one bead with your left string, pick one bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Now we've almost made the one side of the heart shape here. Now we're going to pass through these 2 beads with your right string. So pass through this piece first and pass through the bead just above. Then pick the last bead in front of you with your right string then pass the left string through it. Each step, make sure you pull the string, the right and left, tightly. That way you won't have any extra string showing out in between the beads. That is very important point to make pretty heart. Now you will bring 9 beads, total of 9 beads in front of you. 8 of them will be white and 1 will be pink. Then hold the motif like this, and using the right string, pass through this bead right here. Then pick one white bead with your left string, pick another white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Then you're going to pass through with the right string these 2 beads. So we just put this string through those 2 beads. Then pick one white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Then pick one white bead with your right string, pick another white bead with your left string, pick one more white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. Do the same thing again. Pick one white bead on your right, pick one white bead on your left, and this time we are going to pick pink bead with your right string and pass the left string through it. Now we have 2 white beads and 1 pink bead left in front of us. We are going to turn this pattern again like this way. Then using the right string, we are going to pass through this pink bead and this white bead. Then pick very last pink bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. You can see the pink ribbon here. We are getting close to the end, and now using the right string, pass through this pink bead right here. Then pass through the pink bead right next to it, right here. And pick one white bead with your right string, then pass the left string through it. So basic puffy heart shape is made, and we have one more bead left. From here, depends on what to do, it will be different. So I will show you the way how to put the veil here. And then when you put the veil here, you don't, actually we are not going to use this last bead. So just to put this bead on the side. Then I will bring out the veil and unfinished chain, extender, spring rim, and 2 jump rings. We are going to use this veil to close this middle part. To do that, first we need to connect this outline with a string. So using this string coming out from the top of the white bead, we will go around to the other side, just passing through this outline bead here. And come out to make it come out from here. Since the other side of the string is longer, I'm going to do this side of the string to go around and come back here again. So what to do is pass through this bead right here. Then go around the outline, this V part. Then we will go back to the other side. Passing through here. And after that, you need to gently pull the boss string to make sure that you don't have any excess string showing up. Then we're going to close this part using this veil. You can use just the veil itself, but I'm going to use 2 seed beads to make it tighter. It's up to you. If you don't want to use the seed beads, you don't need to do. But pick 1 seed bead and veil. Then pick another seed bead with either side of the string. Then tie the square knot. Then pick the one side of the string and pass through these seed bead, veil, and another side of the seed bead. It's difficult to see it like this. Now we are going to close the top open part. Those 4 beads are not connected, so we are going to close this part using these 2 strings. So to do that, just we go up using the zigzag motion. Then just go around these 4 beads with this string. Then make sure you will pass through the first bead right here again to connect all 4 beads together. Then either you can go down or going this way, but keep passing anywhere that you like using the zigzag motion. Then do the same thing with the other side of the string. This one is coming out from this side, so pass through this bead first. Always use the zigzag motion to make the pretty finish. Otherwise, if you skip this very basic but the important technique, the strings are coming to show out in between the beads and then it won't look nice. So make sure you just keep doing zigzag motion all the time. So we come up to the another mountain top. We will go around those 4 beads with the string. Then I will go down several times. This time we are not going to tie those 2 beads together, those 2 strings together. So you need to go around as many times that you can do to make the top part tight enough. So just keep doing this until you finish both of those 2 strings, or until you get tired. I went through several more times and I'm tired now, so I'm going to cut these strings with flash cutter. Then we're going to attach this chain. To do that, all you need to do is just push this bell on the side and pass this chain through. Then, since I'm right-handed, I like to have the spring ring on my right hand. I'm going to open this jump ring using 2 pliers. Then put to the very last link of the chain. Then put spring ring and close the jump ring. On the other side, open another jump ring. Go to the fast shrink and put extender and close it. And now you made pink ribbon heart with the bell. Now I will show you how to make this kind of necklace. These chains are coming out from the top of the heart. Now you can use any kind of chain, but since open space is limited, if you have too many links or too big links, it will be difficult to go around like this. It will be difficult to move around. So this is the best choice. The beading chains are best choice to do this project. And to do that, we need to use the last bead and beading chain, two crimp end for the beading chain, two jump rings and one spring ring and extender. So what we need to do is after we finish this shape, we still have the string coming out here, and then this time we are going to pass this string through this hole on the top. That the other pattern, the other bell pendant will be closed this part, but we will keep this part open. Then you will just pass through this beading chain from here. And then use the plier, you can pick it up. Then pass through the other side of the opening from the top. It will a little bit difficult to do that, since it's not tidy yet, you can move around chain like you want to do. So now those two chains are coming out from the top of the motif, and now we are going to close this center part. But before that, let's do this. Let's finish this chain. That way, if we get loose, this chain moves around, it won't come out anymore. So let's finish this end. Just put into this tube, and then you can you make sure that this one is coming out a little bit from the end. Then using the Geno's plier to crimp this part and cut the middle extra chain with a flash cutter, and then do the same thing with the other side. So a little bit of the chain coming out from here. This is to make sure that we crimp the chain to the end of this crimp part. Otherwise, it will come out from this hole. Then after you crimp this part, just cut the excess chain here. And now we can work on this open part up here. We're going to do the going around the outline thing again, but this time what we need to do is just to bring one side here, then the other side we'll go around, since this side is longer. Actually, this is the same thing that we've done a little while ago for the bell design. So go around all outline. Here. This design I use the 4mm beads, so it's a little bit difficult to go around since these are much smaller than last time. It's only 1mm difference can make a big difference for the finished part. Then pass through this last bead here. So now those two strings are coming out from the center of this V part. One coming from here, the other coming from the other side. Then we pick this last white bead, either one of the side, and then tie the square knot. Then either one of the side, pass through the same bead right here. A bit difficult a little bit. To put the knot inside. And then after that you will go around using the zigzag motion as many as you can. I went through as many times as I want, so now I'm going to cut the string, but before that make sure that your chain is under the last bead, and everything's okay. You can bring out the fresh cutter and cut the strings. Then same thing again, I'm gonna put this jump ring, spring ring, using this jump ring. Put this one. You can find a better crimp end. Maybe I don't have anything in my hand, so I just use this big round hole crimp end, but you may be able to find a much smaller one. Normally when you the place they're selling the beading chain, they have recommended the crimp end available, so you can check them out. Now you just made another pattern of the chained pink ribbon puffy heart.